Good evening and welcome to the Job Search Solution, the radio program where we talk about looking for a job, changing jobs, changing careers, hiring. And as always, we begin with a prayer. Dear God, grant us thy peace and thy mercy, thy will be done. And just a few minutes, as always, on Wednesdays, Rich Savinsky is going to be with us talking about contractors and consultants in the workplace. He's got a real interesting topic this evening about especially the first of the year. We want to begin every evening with something new. Well, we started about 2 weeks ago. For you to think of three things that you are grateful for. So just stop for a moment, close your eyes, not if you're driving, and just think of three things that you're grateful for that happened to you today. Either happened to you or people or things or just grateful for gratitude. It's hard to be anything else but happy and peaceful when you are grateful. And so think of three things right off the top of your head that you are grateful for. Okay, shouldn't take you that long. Got to do that real quickly. Something I wanted to discuss today that I was reinforced yesterday when I was interviewing a particular candidate, and he was leaving his job for two of the major reasons most people leave their position. They feel that they are underappreciated, not appreciated at all, and two, kept in the dark about what's going on in their company. This guy had a good job. He was with a fairly good company, well-respected company, a valuable company, and he was pretty valuable to the organization. He was in the mid management arena with them, and he had been with them for like 8 years. Yeah, 8 years, and he had done a very good job. His track record was very good, but the company had recently been sold to a private equity firm, and ever since that happened about a year ago, he has felt like he hasn't been appreciated. He got a new boss who very rarely gives him the time of day, he says, and he's kept in the dark about what's going on with the company. He realized that when you get bought by a PE firm, that they're going to, in most cases, they're going to structure the PE firm to sell it. But he's been kept in the dark, whereas before he was always in the know of what was going on. Even if it was a casual in the know, he felt like he knew what was going on. And it reminded me that those are the major two reasons why people really leave a job. They feel underappreciated because they aren't told that they are valuable, and they are kept in the dark about what's going on in their company. Being told that you're valuable in a company doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go in and tell everybody how grateful you are that they're there. What it means is that you have to listen to them about what's going on in their life, realize that people work for people, not just things, that if you're a manager of people, it's really important that you get to know the people that you work with, not the people that work for you. Really, the reality is we all know we work for ourselves. Now, we may report to somebody else, but it's important to know who the people you work for, their backgrounds, their families, what goes on in their personal life. Because the truth is, we all know that whatever happens to us personally is going to bleed over into our business life. What goes on in my home life is going to be reflected in my work life. If I'm having difficulty raising kids, and who doesn't? Oh God, God bless all of you. If you're raising kids, you got distractions, brother. You really do. And you know it, and I know it. Your boss knows it. And your boss and your boss's boss, it's good to know what's going on with them in the family. Because whatever happens to you personally happens to you at work. And if you're going through a difficult time in your personal life, it's going to be reflected in your work. So it's good to know what goes on in people's lives, what what's going on in not just their work life, but yeah, you may not be able to do anything about it other than pray. Um, uh, that's the most you can do is pray for the people that work with you. But you need to know what goes on in their life and what might distract them from their work, because their personal life is much more important than their work life. And if you try to project the idea that their work life in your vision is more important than their personal life, you're wrong. It's not that way. Get to know the people that you work with. Get to know their families. Get to know what goes on in their personal life. I'm reminded of the old story of the doctors that get sued. The doctors that don't get sued are the doctors that at the end of every appointment, they ask, "How you doing?" And they smile. That's all. And a study showed that those are the doctors that are less likely to get sued by anybody. All they did was show empathy for a person's personal life. How you doing? How's your family? That's it. And smiled. And that was the difference between the doctors that had a tendency to get sued and the ones that didn't. The ones that didn't showed a personal interest in the people that they were their patients. How you doing? How's your family? The same is true for a boss. And then, of course, the second thing is keeping people informed. If you know what's going on, we'll let people know. If you don't know what's going on, let them know that you don't know what's going on. There's nothing wrong with not knowing what's going on. Don't be forlorn about it. Don't be mad about it. Just let them know you don't know what's going on. And those two things will make a whole difference between your relationship with your employees, the people that you work with, and yourself. All right, we're going to take a short break. Stay tuned. This is Tony Bashir with the Job Search Solution.